Join Bob Kolazarik as he welcomes a diverse array of guests to the enlightening talk show, Greetings from the Ashram. In each episode, Bob sits down with experts and practitioners from the world of complementary healing modalities, spirituality, and holistic wellness to delve into the transformative power of these practices, from ancient traditions to cutting-edge therapies. Greetings from the Ashram offers viewers an insightful and uplifting journey into the realms of mind, body, and spirit. So now, please welcome your host, Bob Kolazarik.
Hello, everyone. Namaste and welcome. I am Bob Kolazarik, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Today happens to be my 60th birthday. It's kind of weird to say that out loud, but it's true. So I'm taking it a little easy today, minimal show prep. So I invited my good friend John Chernesky to come in. He'll be with us the first segment. My son Trevor will be second segment. But I met John when I first took my first basic pranic healing basic class back in 2019. And over the years, we became friends through pranic healing or Hatha yoga. He's my go-to guy when I need a sounding board and some advice. He's a successful associate broker at the RE/MAX of Reading, Pennsylvania. Let's welcome my dear friend, John Chernesky.
Hey, Bob. What's happening, man? Happy birthday.
Thanks, my friend. Thanks. How are you doing? I saw on Facebook you're on jet ski today. What are you doing?
No, that was last night. So my son's heading off to college soon, the University of Oklahoma. And I made him come out with me. He's like, Dad, I'm really busy. I said, no, we're going to spend some father-son time. So we took the jet ski out for a couple hours and had some fun.
Well, that's fun. He's like August 12th or something like that. Is that when you're taking him down to Oklahoma?
No, we're leaving the 7th, which I think is this coming Wednesday. And we're taking a little tour. So I think we're having a pit stop in a couple different spots. But he's got me busy. We were lining all that up this afternoon, what hotels we're going to stay at, help me spend my money.
I know he's excited to get away, and I know he's doing awesome. So I'm really happy for you guys. So, but how about this? 5 years, and hey, you're on my show. How funny is that?
Wow. I mean, yeah, who would have ever thought? Looking back, I mean, I think you and I were almost instant friends, man. You're just such a good guy, easy to talk to, very intelligent. Always had great conversations, and it was a good support team between us too. Bob,
I just, you're reading the script, reading that script. Well, no, I appreciate it. I feel the same way, instant friendship. And, there's not a lot of people, like guys in the pranic healing or Hatha yoga. There's a lot of, beautiful women. And, it's good to have that nice, guy connection where you could talk to like, guys sometimes. And, because we, just that, I don't know, what do you call it, that masculine energy we need,
Well, no, you're right. There is a ton of women in of and, neither one of us are complaining about that. But you're right. A lot of the girls have girlfriends. Why not the guys have guy friends, someone that they could, communicate with on a whole different level. And I think that's, how when you and I talk. So, and I've always appreciated that, and then I kind of hit a plateau with pranic healing, and you just kept going, man. You just like went, the whole extra mile and got all your courses done, and just so proud of you for getting all that done, and look at where you're at now, hosting a show and really stepping into your own.
It is really unbelievable. But, I'm going to talk about it later, too, about how the universe just starts to unfold for us. But, I I certainly didn't get here. We worked a lot of cases together going through our associate certification program. So,
Yeah.
we know each other's healing abilities and skills. But, we had Kim Sire, and we both know very well. And she's been a great mentor, and she helped us, leading us down, getting us into the Arhonic yoga and showing us the ropes. And she was my mentor on two of the programs. And then, Dawn, another dear friend, she's been great and influential. So she really kind of helped guide me into continuing on with the pranic psychotherapy, and
Well,
she was my mentor
exactly.
for that.
There's so many good support people out there that you could lean on and that really know their stuff. So if we get stuck somewhere or we need a little bit of teaching or education, that's what I like about um, the pranic healing system is there's a lot of support there, but you also have to ask for it. People aren't always going to just automatically offer it to you. You have to reach out, but they are always there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, if you stay plugged into the system, it is amazing. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of mind blown by the whole thing. And the other thing that's been keeping me busy, and I never saw this coming too, and I'm going to talk about it later, is the leadership role in the American Pranic Healing Association, which it just kind of developed. And I was there, and they needed somebody for operations, and I was operations type of guy. So, I've been working with them for the last year, and we just opened it up to global membership. So
Wow.
that's exciting. Our membership, we're very busy right now, and Master Marillac is going to give us like what was it, 4-week program, 2 days a week, Mondays and Fridays for healing and manifestation and prosperity healing. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, eight
Yeah,
sessions.
it keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah, so we're building this community, and that's going to take it to the next level. Because we want to be a force for good and for moving pranic healing forward. And if we have an association that's tight and gathered together, it's hard to ignore. Right. And the medical community is going to have to start taking notice. And, John, there's so many hundreds of thousands of great healers and yogis out there, but, we're like little silos that we need to all come together,
Well,
because it's amazing.
I, I've delved into a lot of different modalities, and I would say, without a doubt, pranic healing is probably one of the most organized systems out there. Like, if you really want to step up and just dive into it, pranic healing is truly, a way for someone to really take off and that's exactly what you did, so you're a testament to the system.
Yeah, the system, you make a good point. I mean, with the certification programs, but the instructors and the teaching programs, that's all standardized. So you go take and not just anybody's going to be able to teach. I can't go out and teach a pranic healing course. I'm not certified. I haven't gone through it. I would never even dream to think about doing it. But yeah, that structure's in place, and I don't know. I loved it. Just through the COVID and the healing pods that we did, I've grown a lot. I mean,
I wanted you to talk about some of the life-changing things that pranic healing did for you, because you and I talked privately, and we talked with some other friends too about you know some of the big boulders that pranic healing and through the help of Kim Sire and Dawn and a few other people that you were able to literally just change your life drastically. I mean, go ahead and just talk about some of that.
thanks, John. I feel
There's
like
a
I'm
lot
on
to
your
say.
show, being interviewed by you. But no, you're right. Like, my ex-wife, and I was helping her when, once we started our divorce was finalized, and I started to help her with her chemo, right? And that was at Master Glenn's recommendation. You need to help her, for many different reasons. And I didn't really understand them probably as well as he did at the time, but I did started to help her. And she was triggering me all the time, because she's always bitching about the kids, and just wouldn't let go. And I'm helping her for months and months. I mean, to the point where she's like bedridden, like haven't eaten like in 8, 9 days, and I'm the guy that's there, And then when she gets better, she's like on my case. But so I learned, and Dawn was helpful with me because I had her coaching me through this, because there was times I'm like, I can't do this anymore, and she would
Yeah.
keep me on the path, give me some healings. But the big time is when we were in Africa together, and she was like, I did an eye roll in Nairobi, and then did you eye roll me? Yes, yes, I did. But that eye roll turned into like a massive fight for her for 2 days. And when we got into the safari, into the bush in the jungle or whatever you call it, she was like screaming at me to get out, right? But
Wow.
at the same time, she was like bedridden. She couldn't get out of bed. She was so sick that we were talking about airlifting her out. And then I'm like, it's not about me, and that was a huge shift, learn to deal the triggers and all that, really pulled me from the solar plexus into the heart space, and that was probably the biggest thing. But I'm grateful for Master Glenn for his advice, grateful for Dawn for being there, and she is a lot of times for me, and Kim Steyer with her healings on me too. I mean, it takes a village.
Also, talk about what you did for a living and what you're doing now. I mean, wow, what a huge transformation. How you were working for an elevator company and working in that construction field, and how stressful it was, and how pranic healing led you totally through a different path.
Yeah, I mean, I was working in New York City, and that's a stressful environment. Commuting from Philly, because my ex was promoted to a job in Philly, and she did quite well. She was an executive, so it was a risky move for me because we were on rocky ground then. But we still ended up splitting. But I ended up commuting to New York. But yeah, it's just working there. It's just really stressful. My health wasn't great. The kids weren't doing well, at all. And Trevor's going to talk about that in a little bit. Um, you know, but yeah, the whole life, it's transformative. And thanks for sharing that, because when I used to hear about transformation, I'm like, that's just a buzzword, but until you actually go through it, it's like, oh my god, I just went from like that fear, anger, all that, and then into a loving, compassionate, forgiving type person. I mean, you always tell me I'm a very kind person. People starting to tell me I'm a kind person all the time, and that's kind of a new thing for me, so I think I changed that way as well.
Yeah, and how and not only were you doing stuff for yourself, Bob, but one of the things I always tell people, if you want to change the world, the first thing you got to do is work on you, right? And that's exactly what you did. You just focused on Bob. And I think that was one of the other things that helped you get all over all these other things. You know, you were able to just handle you. And then because of that, all these other wonderful things start happening. Not just with you and your ex, but also with your children. And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it is. It is an amazing thing, and I'm glad we're talking about it. I hope people hear it, because it seems like it's too good to be true at times. But when you put the work into it, and we do the service and we grow, it just, the magic happens. It really does. I mean, you've seen it. I experience it too. I mean, you experience it in your life. I know you do. But we only got about a minute left. But you got any words of wisdom for the people out there? I
Yeah,
mean,
if anybody really wants to transform their life, you got a guy right here. His name's Bob. Bob is the man. He can help you change. Um, I've seen it. I've seen him change his life drastically. So, Bob, it's an honor to be on the show here with you. Love you, bro. Always good to see you and chat, even if we don't get to talk for a little while. Every time we do talk, it's like we're just picking up where we left off.
no, I hear you, man. I love you too, bro. Thanks for always being there for me. You're a big supporter of mine. I appreciate it. And I support you too. So have fun, with getting Roman out to college, and I will let you go. Have a great weekend, and thanks so much for being here. It's so hugely important. So for me, and I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, my
Many
brother.
blessings, Bob.
All right, thanks. So I'm Bob Kozarek. This is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. We'll be right back after this.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. We discover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Kozarek, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. As I was talking with my friend John, my path in life changed quite a bit over the last 5 years. The family was going through a lot of turmoil, even for 5+ years. Kids obviously affected. He referred to that a little bit. I mean, you can go back to episode 1 for some of the more gringy details. But I want to bring out my son, Trevor, who's been part of this healing journey. We've been on for the last 5 years. So welcome, Trevor Kolizarski. Kolizarek. How do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah, you got it right the first time, actually. Happy birthday, big guy.
Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you, man. I just honestly didn't want to work hard today, so I didn't really script out anything for you. I thought maybe we could just riff a little bit.
I mean, that's what we've done best all these years.
But, it just, isn't it funny, though, that I was telling John, you're on my show. Remember when we were first presented with this opportunity for this show? We were laughing about it, It's like, really, they want me, they talking to me,
I still can't really wrap my head around what's happened in the last 5 years. And I've never told you this before, but when we first, when you left Kim and we got that apartment, just the two of us, and then you started really going down this path, a part of me was like, okay, this is a midlife crisis type of thing. For a while. But then I realized how much you really cared about it and how great the community was around you and how involved you were. And I said, okay, this is actually something really great and stable for him. And I saw you learning so much. And when I asked you for help and you started doing healings on me and whatnot, that's when I really started to realize how real it was, when it started to make a positive impact on not only you, but me too.
Yeah, well, we needed a lot of healing. It was very tumultuous times. I'm not going to get into the darkness of it all, but the healings were powerful. And, I thank God that we went to that Tony Robbins event, because I think that was the point that changed it all for us. Because, you were at your wit's end. I was at my wit's end. We're just like, oh my God, I need help. And then we went to Tony Robbins. I found the pranic healing, um, which was a blessing, and so I'm glad that you recognize the power of the healings, because we did a lot of healings, not just myself, but through the healing pod groups that we've had, So the funny thing about you is, like, you'd be like all sick, and then we do a healing on you, and you'd be like out running a marathon the next day because you're like super receptive to it.
Yeah, I mean, it goes deeper than that too. I remember going to work one day, and I had been working at the restaurant for, I don't know, a year at that point, and it kind of felt like my life was the same thing over and over and over again. It was like Groundhog Day, and I felt like I was trapped in this cycle, and I really didn't like know how to get out of it by any means. And it was just a very dark period of my time. And I remember I expressed to you the dark place that I was in, and then you did a healing on me. And the next day, I was like, all of a sudden, my breaths were like so much deeper and like more fulfilling, and I like was really aware of the opportunities around me. And then not soon after that, I got out of there and got into my 9 to 5, something completely new. What I really was not experienced and qualified for that job by any means when I got there, but
There's
it
no
worked
question
out.
about it. I don't know how you did it, but God bless you for doing it. But you pull it off and you execute it, so that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been in a lot of situations where I don't know how I got into that situation. I don't know how I get out. It could have been that job or totaling the Range Rover in the middle of Utah in December. We always get out of it. So,
Well, you got out of it without the truck, though, or the Range Rover in that one. But
yeah, for sure.
you
Yeah,
know,
that
we
was.
were talking. We were talking a little while ago, because I bring up Tony Robbins as a turning point for us, right? And it's pretty profound for me. Like, I was talking with John about doing this show and what I was doing before, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I don't know if it was a profound impact on you because you never really expressed it, but you say that it was. Other than the healing, how does it change you? Because you do things that I've never taught you to do, like journaling and going out to nature. I never taught you that, but very great tools for self care. And I don't know how you kind of evolved into all that.
I don't know. A lot of it was when you and I moved into that apartment, first of all, that was one of the first times where I had stability and enough freedom for myself to find out who I was as a person and what I like to do. And when you're diving into all these various hobbies online, you're going to learn so much. And all it takes is for you to actually start doing those things and figure out more about it. And if you like what you're seeing, you're just going to continue to do it and get better at it. But a lot of that was okay, like, how do I carry myself as a man? What books am I going to need to read? What podcast do I listen to? What do I do here? And it's like you find out about the like culture of Japan, where sometimes their doctors literally prescribe their patients 20 minutes walk like in a park outside just because it's better for your mental health. Stuff like that. That's why I was always at Valley Forge reading, writing, whatever. It's therapeutic at the end of the day. But that Tony Robbins seminar really changed everything for me because I feel like when you're at the bottom and you don't see any hope, so many people can say, hey, if you need anything, just let me know. Just let me know. But that doesn't really do anything for the person. So when you are in an environment like that and there's other people surrounded by you in similar situations, you kind of realize you're not alone. And it's like, okay, now I'm in a community where we can get ourselves back up to par, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't mention it to John, but one of the things that I'm working on is a program, um, and that you're going to be my beta tester for. All right, so it's a stillness, and it's called the Stillness and Success Blueprint. But I'm not really going to talk about it until the next segment. But it's all about inner awareness and stillness and goal setting, and just how I basically work my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And how I perceive things and go with things. But so anyway, when did you start the journaling? Was it, you said, when we moved into the apartment?
I mean, I feel like it was a little bit.
It is, because I don't journal. I've never journal. I try to journal, but it's just something. But I think it's really therapeutic.
Yeah, it was definitely. I journaled a lot more when that happened, but even when I was in high school, I would keep a journal. For Christmas one year, Kim gave us all journals from Shinola, and those are still the same journals that I journal in, are Shinola. But besides the point, that was when I started writing down thoughts, uh, passages, bucket lists, whatever it was. And I just had the idea of if I had this when I'm 50 and maybe I have kids or something, they can read this and see where I was at. And if they're in a dark place and they see, oh, their father was also there, that's pretty comforting. Because I mean, there's probably a ton of shit that I don't know about you, but like I could probably relate to a lot of it. That,
But you
yeah,
know enough that might make some people like, you know. But
yeah,
you know
yeah,
enough.
yeah, no, a good chunk. But that's kind of when it started. And it really, really catalyzed when, I mean, you just understand yourself, I guess, because then you actually have shit to write about.
No, I mean that's awesome. I'm glad you found that and do that, because I suck at it and I need to try to do a better job. So anyway, between now and then, you're in a good spot. You're going to be moving on soon. You're moving to South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, Raleigh, North Carolina in 2 weeks. It's coming up quick. So
Yeah. Well,
that's
you
all
know
I'm
what
doing
I'm.
right now is packing. I shattered my desk today by accident,
Oh,
put it
really?
in the dumpster, and then I threw my chair at it. And hindsight 2020, shouldn't have thrown the chair. But yeah, it's in like a million pieces right now
Why did you throw the chair?
because I was just hauling stuff out of the apartment. I just chucked it in there. No second thought.
So that's cool. I'm happy for you, and I'm proud of you because you're in a good relationship. Hi, McKenna. Is McKenna in the background?
He is not.
She's not in the background, but
But I'll tell you today.
um, but you have a good relationship. And I'm proud of you because dealing with what you've dealt with mother and stepmom, it's that would be of concern for me. I mean, I know I got my trauma and I haven't been in a relationship for, since separated essentially, but I wasn't in a place to be, and I was telling John about working with Kim and that she helped me to just really kind of become a better person in the way that, I don't fly off the handle as much. Would you say?
Yeah, I don't remember the last time you like. You used to be a completely different person like 10 years ago. I mean, I tell people that all the time. I tell people what you and I have been through. And they're like, after all of that, are you still close with your dad? And I say, he's my best friend. He's literally my best friend. So it is extremely night and day, not only in your personality, but how you take care of yourself too, in like every single aspect.
Well, we firewalk together. We bonded in the firewalk, and I mean that's powerful stuff. But you're right. But it is the pranic healing and the Hatha yoga, and the virtues that we practice: loving kindness and non-injury, and moderation and non-excessiveness. And we try to do healings, and once I really buckled down to that, I dropped like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So turning 60, which is cracking me up because I don't feel it. I feel better than when I have it, since I've been 30, 40, 50 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you look 21. You're an absolute stud right now.
Beast, right?
Quite the dynamo.
Yeah. Why is that? Because
Bobby Gay.
that's right. So I invited your sister to come, but she had other plans and arrangements. So I'm not, um, she's at a concert tonight.
Bet on.
So so she's like, well, you will schedule another time, and like she wants to be on like a full episode now herself. So I have to work with her. So that being said, I will offer you a full episode spot if you want. But she's just cracking me up. You know how she is, and I say that with love. As my firstborn, and as my loving daughter. But She cracks me up. But I wish she
Yeah.
was here. Yeah. So,
Right
ladies and gentlemen, there might be a conflict between my son and my daughter. We haven't quite overcome it yet, but there's healing that still needs to be done.
That's for
So,
season 2. That's for season 2, big man.
but forgiveness is huge. You know what I mean? You have to be able to forgive and let go, because it's not. I tell it's not for her; it's for you to be able, and for anybody. And that's what I was able to do with Kim. That was another benefit of working with Kim. It's just you be able, you get into your heart and you just forgive, and you're compassionate and you're understanding, and you don't take things personal anymore, and you let go, and it's so important. So, speaking of which, have you been doing meditation on Twin Hearts lately?
Yeah. Yeah, I have been. Like 12 hours a day. No, I have not, but that's definitely something that I need to get back into because I was really good at it for like a month, and then I fell out of it. So,
All right. So, for a relative novice with the meditation on Twin Hearts, because we talk about meditation on Twin Hearts, what would you tell people who've never done it? Um, how would
I'd,
you?
I'd say it's a meditation, and when you bring up meditation to people who have never done it before, they immediately tell themselves that they can't do it. And if you say that, uh, just letting you know, I think you sound stupid. And it's called
Loving
meditation.
kindness, loving kindness. We're going to erase that. We're going to sound uneducated.
But it's called meditation practice for a reason, and it's about repetition. And just try it. Just be consistent. Just like with anything else, if you want to get good at anything, if you actually care about it, you're going to do it consistently.
But how
And
does it make you feel? What does it do for you, like inner world? It's great to have people do, but what is it? What are you getting out of it?
Bob, it makes me happy. It makes me smile. It puts me at peace. And I would typically do it after the gym, cup of coffee, meditate. It's only 10 minutes a day. And it's a little reset. It can only be 10 minutes. It makes you feel clear. It's just a little bit of time for yourself, and then you can go on with the rest of your day. But you're going to be more clear and more relaxed.
Thank you. And that 10-minute version, it's at masterglenn.com, right? Is that where you go? You do
On
the
YouTube too. It's on YouTube. Type in meditation on Twin Hearts.
with Master Glenn?
Yeah. Or
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's Chalk Koksui, actually.
Oh, Master Chokaksui?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing a little bit of your experiences. I have to go, but I love you. I appreciate you being here and sharing a little bit of insight and your time with your old man. So don't be a
Yeah.
stranger. Good luck on the move.
What do you mean don't be we talk all the time. And I love you and happy birthday.
Thanks. I love you too. All right. I'm Bob Kolazarek. This is Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Got a break for a commercial. Be right back. Thank you.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent, but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of the Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on the Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Bob Kolazarek, and you are watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. It's great to have John and Trevor on the show. But, we're going to talk a little, just want to reflect a little bit. 60 years old, and I was talking with John. Did I ever imagine that on my 60th birthday, I would be traveling, living off the grid, hosting a show on the Bold Brave TV network? No, I see humor. You see me chuckling. I find humor in it, and, the transformation over 5 years ago is astounding. I was very tight-lipped, and I've talked about this many times on spirituality. I never spoke to people about healing in general, and there's a lot of people out there like that. We don't want to share because there's a stigmatism, or maybe it's not mainstream yet. But what I find humorous, and maybe it's not funny, but it's just joyful to see how fun it is when life unfolds for you, when you just take your expectations on how things are supposed to happen and just see how it happens. And it's so fun, but it takes a lot of work to get there. A couple of weeks ago, I had Pamela Downs on this show, and she said one thing that really resonated with me and is important is it's one thing to hear your intuition, but it's a whole other thing to say yes to it. And saying yes to it is critical. And I'm being guided on my path, but the path is still challenging. And it takes you outside of your comfort level. I'm a Leo. Today is my birthday. We're in Leo season. And Leo traits include being a natural leader and wanting to be, the center of attention. Anybody knows me, I didn't want a part in either of it. I did not like leadership for various reasons I don't need to get into. And I'm a raging introvert. I keep to myself most of the time. I don't like being the center of attention. I'd rather be behind the scenes. So having a show like this was a huge growth step for me. And it was totally outside of my comfort level. But it also forced me to be my true, authentic self. So if I came out and talked to you on the show and I tried to be anything other than authentic and speak in my truth and what I think and feel in my experience, you would pick up on that real quick. The leadership part, I want to know part of it either. I resisted that L word. I liked the word service. I prefer to serve, but I started to say yes to some leadership roles. We talked about people that have been helping me along the way, and, talk about Dawn, and, she kind of nudged me into helping with the healing pod. She was looking for help. I wanted to serve, so I jumped in, and also to help with the erotic yoga meditation group. And, I've been doing that for years now. So she's given me, a lot of guidance and support, and she's been very influential in my life and taken me along this path. So this path just led me into the American Pranic Healing Association, which I've been working for the last year. And the amazing part is that these two main projects that I'm involved with, yes, they're aligned with pranic healing and spirituality or erotic yoga, but they're two areas that I was never really looking for. So intuitively, I'm thinking, I'm like, no, but intuitively and using the discernment, yes, because this is in line with what I'm doing, and it's outside of my comfort zone. But I said yes to these opportunities, and it's been amazing in terms of my own spiritual and personal growth. So these projects that I'm doing, the show and the association, they utilize my strengths from an astrological sign of Leo. This is not a coincidence. I'm open to everything, and I've been learning a lot. And we are influenced by the universe. We are part of the universe. Our energetic bodies fall into the universe. That's the only really thing that makes sense. But it's not something I'm making up. This is actually happening, and it pushes me to two areas of my personality that I really didn't want to open up. So, I just finished my 5th year of our Hatha yoga practice, and talking about all of that. And one of the questions that come up to me a lot is, how did things come in alignment for me so quickly, through our Hatha yoga? Well, one, it also goes to show you that you can continue to learn and grow and evolve. Yes, even into your 60s. But, I think I might just talk about that a little bit later. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the association, because I don't share too much about it. I talk a lot about spirituality and, the pranic healing. But what is our association all about? It's part of pranic healing as a profession initiative that started, I don't know, roughly 2 years ago. And our 1-year anniversary event for the American Pranic Healers Association is on September 5th. But what we're all about as an association is we're dedicated to elevating the practice of pranic healing around the world. We just opened up our association to global membership. So we're creating a community where our members gain unparalleled networking opportunities. We're able to connect with like-minded individuals and professionals, and access to mentorship from experienced healers. We were talking to John. He really loves the structure that's in place with pranic healing. It is really a powerful structure, and there's so many beautiful people working that I respect and love, and that has helped me a lot over the years. But as our strength, our strength lies in our numbers, right? And as our membership grows as a community, so does our influence, and it empowers us to gain serious recognition from the medical community, which can no longer, or will no longer, be able to ignore our collective impact. And, that aligns with the goal of the show, is to just bring this stuff into the mainstream. But when people join NAFA, they become part of the movement that not only enhances their individual well-being. I talked about losing 50 pounds, and my son told you what the change was with me. It's real. It's very transformative. But so we can transform ourselves, but also try to transform the healthcare landscape. And together, we're so many hundreds and thousands of people around the world together, bringing Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui's vision of pranic healing associations around the world into fruition. So now I'm just kind of aligning with my purpose, right? So I got the association in the show. But like I said, the spiritual growth is amazing. And I've said it before, and it's really worth repeating. I'm at Master Choa Kok Sui's pranic healing and Hatha yoga. The teachings are priceless if you practice them. And I can take you to 100 people that will tell you the same thing, But I've always been a spiritual person. I've been clairvoyant from my youngest memories. Psychic medium at times. I've had experiences, and, people that have experienced that with me that know, it was a true reading. Had so many experiences over the years. Even so, until I started with pranic healing and Hatha yoga, that would allow me to move forward at such an accelerated rate. I found my guru, I found my community, Um, and people that I love and I just want to continue to do this work with because it is so impactful. But like I said, more than one person has asked me about coming into alignment quickly as I have. But from the outside looking in, it seems fast. But, I've also been on this path trying to learn, experiencing psychic events and things since I was a, little boy. But I'll tell you a quick story. And this was about 25 years ago. I was living in Southern California, and I know it was 25, 26 years ago because Trevor wasn't born yet, and he's 25. But next door neighbor's father was over, and he was given he's psychic, and he just started reading. It was the evening, and I didn't know what was going on, but he's super psychic, and so he was reading and just going for a while. And so I personally set the intention to help bring down the energy and channel the energy for him to continue with the reading. I didn't tell anybody this. And then after he was done, he said, "Hey, thanks for everybody for listening. And I want to thank Bob for helping with the energy for the reading." So, that was powerful. That was like, okay, this dude, he knew it. And it's affirmation that what I was doing energetically was being received by the other person. Again, that was 25 plus years ago. Stack, affirmations and confirmations of successful readings on top of that, and just the synchronicities and the coincidences, your faith and your abilities go way up. And so it's, 15 years old when I had the awakening, and all these thought forms and emotions are just coming in, and I had to learn at a young age to still it, to be able to stop it from coming in. And a lot of people can't stop it. People are always in their heads swirling around. But my point is, and I know a lot of clairvoyant people who can attest to this, but you have these experiences stack up over and over and over. Your faith should really increase. Your doubts should start to go away. And when you start to not doubt and have that faith, things happen quicker and things happen better. So Arhatic Yoga is a blessing to me and to countless others. It really helped with taking that stillness and awareness and the energetics of life to a whole nother level. But so, I got a minute to go. So I want to get into a little bit about the way I work. What's my secret? If there is a secret, I just actually practice the teachings of what I learned, which is a huge part. Now, I won't tell you anything the Arhatic Yoga practices, but I'm gonna share some things with you, and I'm going to tell you about a course that I'm putting together, which is in alignment with the way I see the world, the way I work with the world, and all that. So I do have to take a commercial break. I am Bob Kolazaric. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. I'll be right back after this.
Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense Radio Show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Bob Kolazaric. You're watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Now that I'm an old man, I might be taking a nap after this episode. I'm not sure. It's been quite the day. I'm teasing, but before the break, we were talking about how does things align? How did this align for me? And John was talking about, boy, it just happened so fast. You were doing this, and all of a sudden you transformed into this. How does that happen? Well, one, you want to be clear on the vision of where you want to be. You want to be crystal clear, and you want to see it, right? You just want to, in every aspect of your life. And it's a lot of work to do that. And I have work to do in certain areas of my life still, but you're clear on the vision where you want to be. Maintain a state of stillness and presence day to day. You got to still your mind. You can't be functioning at your highest level if you're like thinking about the past. Just like thoughts just circling over. I had a bad 5 minutes and I'm just circling that all day. Susie was yelling at me, Bill was like throwing shit at me. Whatever, people flipping me off on the whatever's happened and whatever happened in the past. We have to let it go. We have to learn how to forgive, and don't worry about the future. You want to have the vision of the future of how you want your life to unfold. But then you got to get out of the way of those expectations of how you're going to get there. We're spiritual beings, divine light, love, and power. We have a physical body, a emotional body, and a mental body. So we're creating, we're alchemizing. We have that vision. We want to pump up the excitement and create that passion of the life that we want. Because if we don't have any passion into what it is that we want to do, we're not going to feel that energy to get us there. It's not going to work. So you want to be clear and still in presence day to day. Get out of your own way of the expectations of how things are going to go. And then you can see things just flowing in, like the show flew in for me. I wasn't looking for it when it showed up. Did I want to do it? No, I told them no, several times, over a period of a couple hour phone call, because it was way outside my comfort level. But start to think about it. But it is aligned with my business, and it will help me, as a business and create, a little bit more credibility for me as a healer, as a coach, as a yogi, and it's just somebody who wants to help people. So it helps that. So you say yes to it, but it takes you out of the comfort zone, like I said. So it's be prepared to be challenged. And the same is with the leadership end of it. But once you get that stillness, you have those periods of focus, intentional work, and then you let your mind relax and be still again. And pretty soon you're going to be able to start, you're going to start acknowledging, when you get your stillness to a whole new level, what thoughts are your ego, the negative emotional thoughts coming up, the self-sabotaging stuff. Just disintegrate that stuff, put it away. Some thoughts might be incoming, might be some hateful shit from somebody. I don't know. Might be some loving thoughts coming from somebody, but you'll know. You'll be able to discern that after a while, or intuitive, hey, you got to do this, So there's different thoughts coming and going, but most people's are just jumbled and nonstop. That there's no control. And if you have no control over your thoughts, you're not really running the ship. You're not running the show. The mothership is lost at sea. So that's essential. It's essential to create that stillness. And once you do, it's easy, like I said, to hear the whispers of your guides, your intuition. You'll know the thoughts are coming from the lower nature, but it's not easy. It's not easy. Living a life, being present is where I try to be. I've been working at it a long time. It's not always easy, but for me, it's where the work is. That's where I kind of focus and just kind of keep things out. I don't want any negativity coming through. I just try to keep it all positive. And with that being said, with the clear vision, I know John was saying, and I was talking to John, I love pranic healing. I love Maharaja Yoga. I love the people that I do it with, and I love what it stands for and who we become in the process. All hugely important. So it just, that's my vision. That's my life. And so I'm clear about it. I'm passionate about it. And I get out of the way as how it's going to happen. And this is how it's happening. And I've been having a lot of reflection time lately. And it's just like, you know what? I don't know that I have embraced it 100% yet. So I'm really kind of trying to dig a little deeper, take it to the next level. But that includes coming up with the course that I was talking about. Excuse me while I get some water. And I put together a 6-week course. It's titled, the course is called the Stillness and Success Blueprint. And I decided to create it based on some of the techniques that I use and that I talk about on the show or other people talk about on the show. This is nothing new. In lieu of this course, I suggest you become an Arhatic yogi. That's probably the best coaching program around because you learn so much about yourself and the healing. But there's 6 modules, and we're going to talk about the introduction to inner awareness techniques such as meditation and mindfulness. We really cultivate that inner awareness. We're going to learn to get into that stillness state, and then we're going to evaluate module two, our life's areas. Pick 8 crucial areas of your life: health, relationships, career, personal growth, finances, spirituality, those kind of things. Where are you at on a scale of 1 to 10? Are you 1 in your personal life? Are you 10 in your work life? And, 5 and 4 scattered. That's unbalanced. If you can't run a balanced life when you're not focused on all the areas. So that's where people get stuck. People get frustrated. But after we evaluate these life areas, module 3, we're going to go into goal setting for a balanced life. And we have worksheets. We work on setting SMART goals and things like that. Module 4 will be the power of stillness, which is, to me, one of the most critical things. Importance of stillness and presence in daily life. I talk about it all the time, and it's nothing that I came up with, but I do listen to the teachings. I do listen to teachers, and I do try to embody the work the best I can. And for me, it's very helpful. It just helps keep calm, helps keep peace. Then we have another module 5 on mindfulness and presence. The benefits of living in the present. We'll talk about mental clarity, emotional stability, enhanced creativity, allowing the inner world beings and the universe to create and flow. And that's module 6, manifesting through presence. We help the, clients, we understand the connection from being present into manifesting their dreams. We're a spiritual business. We're a transformational business. We're energy beings. We do healing. We're connected to the universe. So we got to tap into that inner power of ourselves and create that vision. And that vision needs to be for good. It needs to be for your higher good. And when you start doing that, you're going to connect with your inner soul. You're going to make that connection. You can't not make that connection if you're doing the work. And when you do that, you will find your purpose, your soul purpose, which is, you're going to know it's your soul purpose, especially if it's in service to others and for things bigger than yourself. So that's how I see the world. That's how I interact with the world. But I am trying to get that program out by the end of August. The association work, like I said, has been keeping me very busy, so it's kind of delaying it a little bit, but it is a labor of love, and I do think it's going to help a lot of people. I certainly know it helps me. So I am grateful. I thank you guys for joining or downloading this episode on my birthday. I took the easy way out. I had my friend and my son out here, but it's just a blessing to be here, and I am fully committed to help bring in the light week in and week out. And thanks for joining. And if you ever want to be on the show or know somebody, get in touch with us. That would be great. You can find me at Self Help Coaching LLC just about anywhere. Follow us on Facebook. I'll keep you up to speed on the how the program is coming along. But anyway, thanks again. I will see you next week. I'm Bob Kolazarek. You've been watching Greetings from the Ashram, streaming live on the Bold Brave TV network. Namaste, everyone.
This has been Greetings from the Ashram with host Bob Kolazarek. Through meaningful conversations and practical insights, this show invites you to explore the endless possibilities for personal growth, healing, and spiritual awakening. Tune in each week to discover how these practices can bring balance and harmony to your life, making it a true journey of self-discovery. Fridays, 7 p.m.